Happy Wednesday. Welcome back. So, the Department of Labor recently clarified that predetermined or policy-based emergency pay must count towards the regular rate for overtime. So, Irene, can you please tell us what does this mean for employers who offer emergency bonuses or pay?
Absolutely. So this is this is something that's very interesting for a lot of employers that have specific um, policy-based additional pay bonuses or additions to the base rate. So let's say someone is called in during a snowstorm, then and they receive an additional $100 for that workday that they're called in. Or, for example, if it's a holiday and you're asked to cover for somebody, that the pay will be double. If that same week the employee is also working overtime, it will be required and mandatory to count that additional pay as part of the base rate, which will increase that base rate and therefore increase the overtime pay that's required to be paid from there as well. And a lot of times, bonuses are not or have not been included in calculating this overtime, especially if it's a bonus that may be weekly. The two examples that I gave, snowstorm doesn't happen every single week, but if you're called in as a temp to cover somebody, that may actually happen almost weekly. And if it's a company based policy that you would be paid double for that time, then it may be that the company has not been counting correctly and has been lowering the amount of that regular rate when calculating the overtime. So it's really important. The difference will only be if it is a bonus that is truly discretionary, an end of year bonus, a performance bonus. Those do not get calculated in the regular pay when we calculate for overtime. However, the standard, we call them policy based, additional pay has to be incorporated into that regular rate when you're calculating for overtime. So please make sure that this is also something that you're adding to that list. This is one of the Department of Labor's updates from the latest opinion letter with four different types of questions that have been coming in. This is one of the ones that they chose to answer. And we don't see this quite as often as some of the others that we've talked about. But definitely, especially as we get closer to winter and there's a lot of replacement positions, something to keep in mind. So if there's ever any questions on calculating for payroll properly, Jane will always be able to help with that. And also on changing any of the policies, please feel free to reach out to me. We'd both be happy to help with anything that our clients may need.
Thank you.